Hi everyone and welcome. We are Group 1 for the ADS402 social marketing campaign. Today we'll be discussing about digital sexual abuse. Our title is Digital Sexual Abuse, No Consent, No Content. What exactly is digital sexual abuse? So digital sexual abuse refers to the act of capturing, threatening, or sharing vulnerable or explicit images of another person. And this can be through sharing private texts, sharing sexual comments online, or even recording someone without their consent or without their knowledge. And so digital sexual abuse doesn't leave physical scars, but it leaves a deep emotional harm on someone.
We're here to talk about something that truly matters. Every day, more of our lives move online. But while the digital space offers countless opportunities, it also exposes us, especially young people, to serious risks, including digital sexual abuse. That's why we are driven by a powerful vision for our campaign. It's to create a digitally safe and respectful society where every individual is empowered, protected, and free from all forms of digital sexual abuse. We've made it our mission to inform and guide social media users, especially youth, on how to recognize, avoid, and respond to digital sexual abuse in a safe and supportive way.
Okay, now I am going to continue with the objective of our campaign. First, awareness. We want to educate the public about the different types of digital sexual abuse like non-consensual image sharing, sextortion, and deepfakes. Next is engagement. We plan to engage with the online community through our posts, reels, IGTV, and infographics, which will initiate the conversation and encourage people to take action and reflect themselves. Then, empowerment. We aim to empower victims and survivors to speak up, get help, and also share their stories through the safe and anonymous platforms. Lastly, legal literacy. We want more people to know about Malaysian laws that protect victims and their rights when it comes to digital sexual abuse.
Now, let's talk about some common types of digital sexual abuse so we can recognize them and protect ourselves and others. Firstly, online grooming. Online grooming happens when someone, often an adult, pretends to be friendly, trustworthy, or even your age to form a connection with a younger person online. They may spend days, weeks, or even months slowly building trust, sending compliments, sharing secrets, or even giving them small gifts. But underneath, they have a goal: to manipulate, exploit, or sexually abuse. At some point, they may start pressuring the victim to send explicit photos, having sexual conversation, or even meet up in person. Then we have revenge porn. This is when someone shares or threatens to share your sexual or intimate photo without your consent. This can be an ex trying to get back at you, a trusted person who saved your private photos, or even hackers or strangers who found your content online. Sometimes it's not even about revenge, it's about control, humiliation, or power. Victims may feel ashamed or fear judgment from others. But let's be clear, sharing intimate content without consent is abuse, and in many places, it is a criminal act. Next, deepfake pornography. This one is newer but growing fast and just as dangerous. Deepfake use AI to create fake sexual videos or images of someone, usually by editing their faces onto another body. The result looks real, but it's not. Even though it's fake, the damage is real to your reputation, career, mental health, and sense of safety. Victims are often women, but it can happen to almost anyone: men, non-binary, and even celebrities and influencers. Consent matters, even in digital content. No one deserves to have their image twisted or misused.
Okay, now we'll be talking about cyberflashing. Cyberflashing happens when someone sends unwanted sexual images, videos, or anything to another person, often through messaging apps or airdrop or social media. It's like flashing in public, but online, and it's often meant to shock, intimidate, or harass a person. Sometimes the sender is anonymous, and so this makes it harder for someone to report them. But even if it's just sent for fun, it was never asked for, and so this amounts to an abuse. Unwanted is unwanted, there is no excuse. Reporting or sharing without consent during calls or sexting. This is another serious form of digital sexual abuse. It is recording or saving photos, videos, or screen recordings during private moments like video calls or sexting without another person knowing or agreeing to it. Even worse, some people will go on to share this through online platforms, which is a huge violation of someone's trust and privacy. Let's be clear that even if someone gave consent during the moment, it doesn't mean that they give permission for it to be shared online. Consent is not just about saying yes, but it's about agreeing clearly, freely, and fully every step of the way.
Now that we know the types, let's talk about some myths people still believe. Let's start with the common one. The first myth: just delete it and it's over. Sounds simple, right? But here's the truth. Even if the post or video is deleted, the damage is already done. Other people might have saved it, shared it, or even repost it as well. So deleting it doesn't mean it disappears forever, and it doesn't erase the emotional harm caused. Exactly. Digital abuse doesn't end with a delete button.
Agreed. The other myth is digital abuse only happens with strangers. The truth is, many cases happen between people who know each other, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or even a friend. Some abusers use apps or software to spy on their partner's phone, read their messages, or track their location, all without permission. It is important to know that abuse doesn't only come from strangers. It can happen in close relationships too.
Okay, so we have talked about the myths and truths. So now let's move on to something just as important, which are the signs and red flags of digital sexual abuse. Sometimes it's hard to realize that abuse is happening, especially when it comes from someone that we know or trust. But there are warning signs to look out for. Here are some common signs that someone might be manipulating or threatening you online. Like, don't tell anyone or I will show everyone what you have said. So this is a form of emotional blackmail. They are using fear to control you. Or you're on mine, so I should have your password. This sounds like love, but actually it's about to control and not trust. If someone says things like this, it's not caring, it's a toxic and abusive. No one has right to demand your password or threatening to expose you. Now let's talk about red flags, which are early warning signs that something's not right in digital relationship. One big red flag is when someone's constantly check your phone or social media without permission. It might seem harmless at first, but it's a clear violation of your privacy. So another red flag is if someone threatens you to share your private photos or videos, even when they said they are joking, they're actually never okay. There's abuse. So if you notice these signs or red flag either in your own life or someone else, don't ignore it. Speak up. Talk to a friend, a teacher, or someone that you trust. And remember, you have the right to feel safe online and offline.
Sometimes, we don't need to be expert to support someone. We just need to be present. If your friend is a survivor of digital abuse, here's how you can truly stand by them. First, believe them and listen without judgment. Let them share when they are ready. There's no need to interrupt or fix. Just be there, heart open, and ears listening. Second, respect their boundaries. Healings look different for everyone. If they need space, give it. If they ask you to stay, do it with compassion. Third, encourage professional help. Support them if they are ready to seek therapy or counseling. It's not about solving the problem, it's about working with them toward healing. Now, just as important as what you do is what you don't do. First, don't pressure them and don't ask, why didn't you? This question can feel like blame, and it's not their fault. Second, don't minimize their experience. Saying things like, it's not that bad or others have had it worse might seem comforting, but they can feel invalidating. Third, don't spread their story. Respect their privacy, let them decide who to share with and when.
The good news is that Malaysia is starting to recognize digital sexual abuse and take steps to address it through the law. While there's still progress to be made, some legal protections already exist to help victims seek justice. One of them is Section 509 of the Penal Code. This law protects women from actions meant to insult their dignity. It includes behavior, both in person and online, that invades a woman's privacy or makes her feel unsafe. If found guilty, the offender can face up to 5 years in prison, a fine, or both. Another law is the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. It was created to manage how digital platforms are used in Malaysia. This law can be applied when someone uses the internet to harm others, especially through offensive or threatening content. It gives the authorities a legal path to act in digital abuse cases. We also have the Sexual Offences Against Children Act 2017. This law focuses on protecting children from sexual abuse, especially online. It covers the creation, sharing, or even planning to produce child sexual abuse material. The penalties are severe, up to 30 years in jail and a minimum of 6 strokes of whipping, and show how seriously this issue is taken.
If you or someone you know is going through digital sexual abuse, please remember that you are not alone and it's okay to ask for help. There are people who care and there are places you can turn to for help. You can reach out to Talian Kasih, Jabatan Khidmat Masyarakat, or even your nearest police station or local authorities. These services are Available 24/7, ready to listen, support and guide you. Let someone be there for you. This simple step could be the start of your healing.
In conclusion, digital sexual abuse might happen behind screens, but the harm is real. And that's why our campaign, Digital Sexual Abuse, No Consent, No Content, exists. We want to raise awareness, bust myths, and most importantly, empower you and to recognize abuse, support survivors, and demand accountability. If you or someone you know is affected, please reach out. Hope this campaign starts more conversation, open more eyes, and make digital spaces safer for everyone. Thank you for listening, and thank you for standing with us.
Thank you, Dr. Mazlan, and for everyone watching.
Bye!